boys and girls, this is just a quick video on how to do sizzling starts. I know you will remember how to do them, but this is just a little bit of a refresher just in case you need a reminder. So what could I put into a sizzling start if I'm persuading my audience or trying to convince my audience to take my side of what I'm trying to say? You could use action, you could use sound, you could use dialogue, you could use a rhetorical question, which I know you're all very good at. You could use humor or a riddle, or you could use a fun fact. Now, remember, in any of these, you could also use the power of three. So you could have a sound that goes 3 times. You could have 3 rhetorical questions, or you could have 3 unusual facts. This is just an example of how we can make our beginnings better. So this was the first option. I think cats are better than dogs because of these 3 reasons. They are neater, quieter, and you don't have to walk them every day in the rain. Now, that uses the power of 3 there, but it's also a start that most people would use for their speeches. Let's look at the second option. They slobber on your best outfit, they bark all night, and their breath smells exactly like meat left out in the sun for a week. Dogs as pets? I don't get it. Give me a cat quiet and curled up on my knee, please. See, that option there is a better option because it gives you a picture in your mind. They've used show, don't tell in that example, and they've also used a rhetorical question. And I think they've used something else. And they've used, I like how they've used please there. That's a bit of a pun. So they've used a bit of humour, which is really good. So that's an example of your that you could do for a beginning. Now, I've chosen cats and dogs because I know that's not an option for you guys for your speeches. So this is why I've got these examples here. A rhetorical question. So remember, that's a question that someone doesn't have to answer, but it makes the audience think. So can you imagine having to sleep on the street with your bed or a cardboard mattress and newspapers for blankets? Could there be anything worse? So 3 questions there. They've done 2 things. They've used the power of 3 and they've used rhetorical questions. There's another example. So you could do a fun fact to gauge the reader's attention on your topic. So this person's topic was obviously polar bears. What would you get if you left a polar bear in a hot desert? A very unhappy bear. So that was a bit of a riddle or a bit of humour. You could use fun facts. Now, here's 3 different fun facts that you could use. You don't have to use 3 in your start because that might take up too much time. But one really unusual fact at the beginning of your speech could be really effective. So an unusual fact could be something like, every time you lick a stamp, you're consuming 1/10 of a calorie. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. Or polar bears are left-handed. Very interesting, makes you think. Now, I'd like you to write your sizzling start. Remember, you can go back to those examples if you like, but I'd like you to write your sizzling start on a piece of paper or in your workbook and then post it here for me. Okay, and once you've done that, we can go on to our arguments. Thank you, boys and girls.